Welcome to your community. This is your hometown. This is Walton Entertainment. This is where you can hear from the community and those making a difference. We explore topics, local festivals, arts and entertainment, and local news. For this program and much more, visit us online at yourlocalstream.com. That's yourlocalstream.com.
Thank you for watching. I'm Dina Huff, the Executive Director for the Partnership for Families, Children, and Youth. And I wanted to come on today to share a few things that we have going on and invite you all to attend, sign up, and then a couple of things that our partners have going on in the next coming months. So we are having our next collaborative meeting on April the 15th. And yes, that is tax day. I'm sorry. But you can take a break from that frustration and come collaborate with some of our partners. The location is here at the Board of Ed Annex. And if you need more information about that, just give me a call or email me and I can tell you all about that. If you have a program that you're doing for families and children of Walton County, we'd love to hear about it. Here at the partnership, we share resources, we network, we do a lot of different services, but during that particular meeting, all of our partners come together and they share events that are going on, and we're able to share that in a newsletter that is done by our very own Tisha McRae, and she does a wonderful job with that. So we'd love to have you come and share about your organization. If you have something going on at your church, we'd love to hear about that. But again, I'll give you my information at the end of the filming. But we'd love to have you. And again, that's April 15th. And we offer that via Zoom or in person. And that begins at 8 a.m. in the morning. So the other thing I wanted to share that we have going on is putting on the hits. This was the lip sync battle last year. That was our first annual. We're going to make this an annual thing, but that was our first event last year. It was a lot of fun, and if you're watching this and you're from the Monroe area, then you know it was a lot of fun. The Bridge of Georgia kids actually participated in that, and they were the winners last year. So we would love to have groups sign up to participate. We need performers. So if you have a group, you can sing, you can dance. They are going to have a rehearsal one night, so we would love to have you contact us if you're interested in that. And the date for that is going to be April 18th, and that will be at Monroe High School. And if you remember, they used to have, in the past, putting on the hits at Monroe High School. So we want to bring that tradition back. So if you're interested in that, let me tell you who to reach out to. You can reach out to Tisha McRae, and her, sorry, my papers are sticking together this morning. Tisha McRae, and her direct line is 770-207-3174. Or email her at waltonyab@gmail.com. So if you're interested in purchasing a ticket to come watch the event or performing, like I said, we're still seeking performers. Please reach out to Tisha at either one of those email address or phone number. So we'd love to have you participate. And also, next week there will be a job fair, and that will be at the Boys and Girls Club. And from what I understand, there will be lots of vendors there. So if you're looking for a job and you want to go find out what that's all about, that is March 25th from 9 until 1 at the Monroe Boys and Girls Club. And I would just suggest that you show up and you might walk away with a job. So we would love to hear from you if you have questions about resources in the county, just need some guidance on some things. Please feel free to give us a call. And we have started receiving calls for summer camps for this summer. It's March, but parents are already looking for places to to send their kids this summer. So if you know of any summer camps going on, if you would just email me that information so we can share it on our email list, serve, our website, our Facebook page. We want to get the word out to parents so they're not struggling trying to find a place for their kids to go this summer before it gets here, because it will be here before we know it. So with all that being said, let me give you my direct line and my email address. My direct line is 770-207-3175. My email is Dena, that's DENA .Huff, HUFF, at walton.k12.ga.us. I know that's a mouthful, so I hope you got it all. And again, it's always a pleasure, and thank you for watching.
Hello, I'm Kenny Sargent with the Walton County Recycling Center and Keep Walton Beautiful. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Staying busy here at the center. Did want to make sure I announce some upcoming events we're partnering up on Tuesday, April 22nd, which is Earth Day. We will be partnering with the City of Walnut Grove and the Walnut Grove Elementary School to do a recycling day in the city. It's from 9 to 5. It'll be at the City Hall in Walnut Grove. They're going to offer recycling to all of their citizens there. They're going to take in cardboard, number 1 and number 2 plastics, paper, aluminum cans. They're going to have bins set up right there at City Hall. And just wanted to mention, all of this was inspired by the Walnut Grove Elementary School students. They're doing a great job there with recycling and other environmental issues. So when we have students like that coming up with ideas, we're going to do everything we can to help them out. We plan to have some people there. All of the recycling collected is going to be brought down here to the center to be processed. So really excited about that event on Earth Day, and that we've got students that are environmentally minded and aspire to be good stewards of the earth. It's just a great thing. We're going to always make sure we're a part of anything that any of our local students want to get off the ground. We're going to help them in any way we can to get that done. So just remember that there is the recycling in the city. If you want to pull through and drop a few things off over there at the City Hall in Walnut Grove, there'll be some of those students over there throughout the day. Stop in, drop off a little recycling, tell the kids how proud you are of them, and we'll be there. If you want any more information, you can give us a call here, 770-267-1421. We'll try to provide you with all the information we can. The Saturday following that, Saturday, April 26th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., we're partnering up with the Loganville Lions Club, and we'll be over at the City Hall in Loganville for a shredding day. So we'll be over there 9 to 11. We get a lot of calls with people that's looking for a shredding day event, and that is one we have coming up. So I know it's a little bit of a drive for those of you here in Monroe, but if you're really wanting to get rid of some of those documents, that'll be the earliest opportunity to do that. We're still working on a date for an event, a document destruction shredding day here at the recycling center. That has not happened yet. Hopefully we'll have that worked out in the next few weeks, and it's really hard to get some events scheduled this time of year because so many people are doing them, so we haven't been able to get a date squared away. But hopefully in the next few weeks we figure that out. I'll make sure that I bring that to your attention. You can always follow Keep Walton Beautiful on Facebook. We keep all of our events posted there. It's probably the easiest way to keep up with it. But be on the lookout for that. Just as a reminder, we're still having cars that are coming in quite a bit with just a carload of mattresses. Just wanted to remind you, presently we can only take 2 mattresses or box springs, any combination of the 2 at a time. Simply don't have space for it, and want to give everyone an opportunity to get rid of those mattresses. They're super hard and expensive to get rid of now. Just remember, they are $10 each, and we can only take 2 of them. We're having a lot of people come in with quite a few mattresses that we're having to turn away completely, or just take 2 of the mattresses they do have. Again, come on out and see us. Call us if you have any questions. Be happy to answer them. Be happy to help you get started recycling. Be happy to help point you in the right direction for some of the items we may not take here, but you don't know what to do with. We can pretty much find out what to do with any and all of those items. So if you have any questions, give us a call. Come out and see us. Always happy to see you. Again, our number here is 770-267-1421, and we'll see you again soon.
Hey, thanks a lot for tuning in. We're going to show you some of the dogs that are here at Walton County Animal Control. You know, we're always getting in new dogs every day. Seems like more dogs are coming in. So we're going to just show you a few, but you can always window shop at waltonpets.net. All the animals are posted there. Maybe you've lost a pet. You can also look there to see if your dog or cat is in the shelter. Lots of dogs. They all get dewormed, vaccinated. Most of them get heartworm testing, and our adoption fee is still just $50. It's about the only thing in this world that hasn't gone up in price. So come on down, adopt a dog, $50. We also have a lot of cats. It's getting near springtime, so kittens will be coming in. We can't really show those on TV because they might run away out here. But again, waltonpets.net, you can see all the cats that we have for adoption as well. So now we're going to show you some of those dogs that are here.
Donovan, he is a year old. He is available for adoption here at Walton County Animal Control.
This is Maggie. She is a husky mix. She's probably 2 or 3 years old. She is not spayed. She is heartworm negative and up to date on vaccines since she's been here. She's a really sweet girl. She needs to get home.
This is Scout. He is a 2-year-old Rottie mix, and he would make someone a great dog. He is ready for adoption today. He knows how to sit, wait for his food, and he knows a bunch of commands.
Hey there, this is Barney. He's a happy little guy. Not sure what breed he is, maybe a little Feist mix or something. But he came into the shelter already neutered. He's been vaccinated and dewormed, and he's ready to go. He's not very big, so maybe you have an apartment or something. He'll fit in nicely there, and he's always in a good mood to cheer you up. Again, his name is Barney, and he's at Walton County Animal Control.
This is Josie. We believe she's around a year or so old. She's a pit bull mix, and she is available here at Walton County Animal Control.
All the things we've done this year. So first page, this is all the places where we've either been to present an initiative or who have collaborated with us. For those of you who don't know who we are the Walton Youth Project. I help advise a group of 30 high school and college-age students who go out into the community, do needs assessments, and then start grassroots initiatives. We do not accept any federal or state funding. We go out, the kids go out and stump for it themselves, and since they can't be here today, that's why I have their presentation to show you. So we are all mostly locally funded, and then donation-based. We have some fundraisers that do that. I have a stipend. People always ask me, like, well, how do they pay you? I'm a part-timer. I'm a stipend-based person, and my funding comes from the Partnership for Families, Children, and Youth. They are a Georgia Family Connections affiliate. Some of y'all know Dina Huff, who is our executive director of the partnership. And this group about 15 years ago shot off of that group, and then we became independent so that we could do this, apply for our own funding, and kind of let the kids run it. But that one thing that remained was that my stipend is covered by it. So that's how the business part works. But now we can get to the fun part.
which is all of the cool things. I'm just going to move over here. And I haven't checked the volume yet, so I'm going to do that on the first slide. And if it's really loud, I'll stop it. So this is our group this year. We have homeschoolers, private school kids, public school kids, some college students who are our alumni. We do not accept, unfortunately, kids cold out of college, but if they've been in our group and then go away to school or to learn a trade, we don't kick them out. And that's the way several of the kids here, Paxton Chanel, he's a photographer, his mother owns Kelly Chanel Studios. He's doing a trade and he wanted to stick around. Graham Fenn, who's over on the end, just graduated from UGA, biomedical engineering student. So we have some of those kids stay around, but again, we don't accept just college students who haven't been with us. This may be loud. Yeah, it's not.
This will be my second year with the Walton Youth Project. I'm Wesley Henson, and this will also be my second year with the Walton Youth Project. So Wesley, what are you most excited about year 2?
Daniel, I think one of the things that I'm really looking forward to and most excited about is really seeing the progression of this group of youth. We've got some really invested teams, and I'm really excited to see their progress this year.
Kind of sort of the same thing with me. I do like working with the youth in the community, but I'm really excited about the proposal that we just talked about in a recent meeting, where we're going to address the problems with mental health in schools, elementary schools, all the way up to high schools. We just had that proposal. I'm really excited about seeing where that goes.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of one of the main things that I'm going to really put my focus into. But yeah, so looking forward to you too.
I'm excited to see how it turns out.
So that's my pitch to you all to join our board. We have an adult board of directors. Some of you may recognize Daniel Hawkins. He's a Walton County native. He's a realtor he's a broker, real estate broker in the area. He's the gentleman on your right. And Wesley Henson is on the on-stage board of directors. They do a ton of mentoring work with us. But we do currently have 2 open spots on our board. I said the pay is terrible, but the benefits are great. So we would love to have a couple more folks come and join us. Last time I was here talking, it was July 6th, 2023. We were at the beginning of our fiscal year. We had lots of money. I didn't ask for anything. I just bragged on the kids. But today, my last slide is an ask for money. We have an initiative that we really want to do, but we don't have it fully funded. So I'll get to that at the end, but I want to show you all the fun stuff we're doing now. So we have been asked to do a ton of stuff with mental health. As you guys know, since COVID, there's been a big push. Every single kid seems to have anxiety. They're all glued to their phones all the time. So we've done a lot of different things throughout the community. We've served on several boards. We've been keynote speakers at several schools. We did a conference in Jefferson. We just spoke at Georgia Tech. We've had a lot of attention around the mental health stuff we've done. But we also do some mentoring.
He was like, wow, can you be my friend? I want to be a football player when I grow up. I was like, oh yeah, I'll be your friend or whatever. I was like, I hope you come to one of my games. And I really feel like I made an impact on Jonah because Jonah wasn't quiet, but he didn't know how to talk very loud. He didn't know how to voice his opinion very much. And when he started talking to me, it's just like all the words, all the thoughts that he had in his head started flowing out of his mouth.
So I'll talk over this because this is just some pictures from our summer programs. We do mentoring in the after-school programs in Walton County, and that's a partnership. That's a partnership with the 21st Century Community Learning Center that's been in the district since the beginning of the decade. And so we support their funding by sending our volunteers in there. We do a lot of materials donations. We had a veterinary assistant come and bring dogs in. We put on a play at the end. Monroe Fire, we got them to come out. Thank you. So a lot of that organization. Thank you. Is done by them. And I will not, again, I will talk over some of this because the little card that's on your table has a QR code where you can watch this on your phone anytime. I'm like, it is great as far as like a curated TikTok experience because there's nothing scary gonna come up there. It's just all fun stuff with kids, which is really nice for your scroll time. So that's that initiative, our mentoring. The WYP News, I'll preempt Savannah because the sound on this was not to throw the city council under the bus, but the sound at the city council meeting was bad. But that's one of our, it starts peaking in a second.
published by local students.
So I won't turn it up too loud.
Just imagine the impact.
That's the newspaper in front of you.
We made the farther along we bring this newspaper. The current schedule we have planned is the issues on a monthly basis. And
again, that was a bad feed. But I did want you guys to see Savannah, who's from LCA, and she is one of our newspaper editors. That paper is in front of you. We love having contributors from the community. So if your group has anything going on that is at all youth-based, let us know. We also have a feature in there, which you'll see, which is called Then and Now, where we like to meet, the kids like to meet with someone my age and talk about how everything has changed since the 70s or the 80s. And so if you're interested in being interviewed for that, and you are a person that, you know, at least lived 5 decades on the planet maybe, that's ancient to them. So we would love to, when the last Then and Now person was someone younger than me, I was like, y'all, wait a minute. But that paper is in front of you. And we, again, we love, we're trying to grow it. Like you can see it's kind of skinny now. This is only our 3rd edition. We'd really like it to be a big, thick paper. We just need to get more traction with it. And again, for the 3rd one, I think they're doing pretty well. And they did insist upon doing it in paper format and digital. So there is a digital format that you can scroll on your phone, but the it's kind of nice to have that paper copy in your hand. So next, this is our Wayne Street Alley Garden. This is another thing that we do not need money for. Peach State Federal Credit Union has sponsored most of this, and Resilient Northeast Georgia and Athens. But what we do need is plants. So if you need to divide your irises, if you have any plants that mostly like sun, we have some shade there. We are going to start in March putting more things in, and we'd love for it to be people from the community. So we'll give you a little plaque that we 3D print at our summer camp that you just saw that has your name on it as a donor, and we would love to get that alley just filled up. Do y'all know where this is right there across from Sanders Design and La Gabrielle, where when Pig's Fly Barbecue is? It's that little back alley there that we've sort of taken over.
It's a huge improvement.
Thank you. We're trying. They are having some trouble with the drainage right now, the city is. So they may be tearing some stuff up. So our most recent thing is the Monroe Teen Council. Mayor John Howard has recruited some of our kids who live in Monroe to serve on a teen council, and we've been doing this Georgia Reads initiative. I'm not going to click on that presentation because it is about 30 minutes long, but it's something that the kids put together. It's designed for schools. So if you know any teachers, they can take this presentation and it pretty much teaches their class for them. It gives you 6 different genres of reading, all the way from like someone reads from To Kill a Mockingbird, and then we have anime. Also every single bit of that. We have a couple of our alumni from UGA who talk about it's not Pokemon, but there's another game called Magic the Gathering, which is card-based, that has a ton of reading on it. So they go into that. It's really an interesting presentation, and again, it will cover a whole day of lessons for a teacher with lots and lots of links. Getting towards the end here, this is the conference I told you we just spoke at, which was at Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
You recognize some, Go Jackets?
Yes.
Question mark?
There's one.
He's the only one.
I know.
Always one.
So, you may notice some familiar faces. Dessa Morris from Development Authority, John Howard, our mayor, Jaden Jean was an Loganville high school student who's a neuroscience major at Tech. Carrie Turner is an art teacher from our after-school program. Eli Finn works at Monroe Veterinary Clinic with Dr. Mitchell and has for 10 years. Graham is the one I was telling you about who leads our summer program. That's me with longer hair. So we did this Cultivating Curiosity talk, and it was basically on how to bridge the gap between the classroom and the community. Not every kid's going to go to college. Not every kid is even going to want to work right out of high school. Sometimes they take gap years, they volunteer places. So we were talking about a lot of workforce development stuff, and then Eli in particular at the vet was talking about how everyone rolls up to the vet as a volunteer thinking they're going to pet puppies and kittens all day, and then they go, and then someone throws up on them and they have to clean out a cage. So a lot of it was about like setting realistic expectations for youth as far as what happens when they graduate. And like it's not going to be all petting puppies and kittens, and it's not going to be $80,000 a year even after college sometimes. And so we have a lot of good ideas for how to, make that for kids. All right, now this is basically the card that you have there. which is how to get involved with us. We love having volunteers come to our events. We're doing a thing called Putting on the Hits, which is going to be happening in April, and that is our lip sync battle. We have a performance group from UGA who did the Rocky Horror Picture Show there. They're going to do a PG version of that for us. They're going to do the time warp dance for those of you of a certain age who remember the time warp. And then we've got a lot of groups from the community. Boys and Girls Club is going to perform. We have youth and adults. We'd love to have a Kiwanis Club group perform. But really what we need at this point for that is just people to buy tickets and come. It's a benefit for Monroe area's PTSO. I hear some singers over there.
Just checking out that. Where's this going to be held?
Monroe area.
Okay.
And last year it was at Carver Middle. We raised $5,000 for Carver. So we'd love to do that again this year for Monroe. We'd love to rotate to different schools. I think the Bridge of Georgia wants us in 2025. Social Circle wants us in 2026, or 26 and 27. So we'll be moving around. That's a lot of fun. So here's the fun part. This is the money we need. It sprung off of the Georgia Tech event. Where's my tech person? They asked us if we would lead their birdie intensive over the summer. This is a grant that they wrote. So the curriculum is covered. Their Center for Biologically Inspired Design is the school that's funding it. We have some funding from the Walton County Health Care Foundation to cover most of the tuition for the students. But basically it's a high school summer camp that's geared around engineering, specifically biologically designed engineering. And so we offer it free. And if you guys know, any of these camps are like $300 and $400 a week. This is a month for free. Graham and Jaden, who you saw in the video, are donating their time to lead it. Graham is a magna cum laude graduate from UGA. Jaden is in his third year with a neuroscience major. So we've got some credentialed people. We just need close to $5,000 for the materials, equipment, to serve the kids lunch. We have found that if we tell them they have to bring their own lunch, sometimes that's what stops them from signing up. So we want to do a snack for breakfast, something for lunch. And that's our big ask right now, is that we're just trying to get all the little bits of donations we can together so that we can have this. We have done a summer intensive for 6 years. We started it during COVID, where we drove supplies around to people's houses, and then Graham and Jaden on the Zoom call were teaching kids how to build tower gardens and how to make stuff out of clay. I don't know what that's called. Geopolymers. They were making geopolymers all on Zoom. Excuse me. And then the years following, of course, we've been in person, but we are really looking to, we've never partnered with a university. The guys have always just come up with it on their own. So to be able to have all that curriculum done already is super awesome. And then you see my Harvard logo up there. Are any of you guys in education familiar with Harvard Lab Exchange? It's for STEM teachers, but it is an open source science content website that has tons of free classes, and they want to put our class on there. So if we do it, Georgia Tech said we can film it, and then we'll put it on so that other kids in other communities who don't have access can watch Graham and Jaden and 30 high schoolers, excuse me, I need a drink, do their thing. So that part is super exciting for us too, because not only is it great exposure, but it's it gets the this bio-inspired design initiative out there.
Where do you host the camp at?
Thank you for asking. Walton County Board of Ed Annex. And that is the part I didn't mention during my business speech. We don't take state or federal funding, but the Board of Ed Annex hosts us. We have an office there and a small conference room, and that's free. So we never have to ask for rent money because fortunately they let us use their space. And that is where, I'm so glad you asked that. If I had left that question off, Mr. Underwood would have gotten me.
How many students go to the camp?
30. We usually have 50. And we're not, if we get a lot of registrations, we'll take that many. We're pushing it back to 30 because this is pretty involved. Some of the engineering challenges and the 3D printing stuff is pretty complicated and expensive.
What are the stipulations for them to apply?
There are none. Do you mean like grades or whatever?
Well, how do they sign up?
Oh, we push it out to the counselors at the schools. Yeah. So yes.
You said it's like a month long, so like they would have to attend every day for the whole month, basically. So like if you get someone, I was thinking about my son.
Yeah.
He's a junior this year.
Oh, right.
But one of those weeks we're on vacation.
That's okay. We expect that. So any of you have ever dealt with funding? No. if you let kids pick and choose their days, your funding source thinks that you're doing something bad. Because they're like, oh, they told them to just show up one day, and now Tish and Jaden and Graham are sitting around eating all our food with no kids. That's where it gets tricky, and I'm always just honest with people about it. If a student needs to miss 1 week out of 4, we would allow them to come, but we do have to, because it's not our money, we have to prioritize kids who can be there every day.
Yeah.
I'll tell you though, we're not meeting the first week of July at all. So it's just going to start the second week of July and go through, I think it's this, did I put the dates on there? We are just settling all this while we're going, but it's going to be like July, whatever that Monday is after the 4th, till the last Thursday in July.
And is it students that are already in high school or can upcoming ninth graders?
Yeah, rising ninth graders are welcome. Y'all are asking such good questions. If this will work, I can point you to. I think it's going to load the registration. Oh no, this is the video from last summer. The registration form you can get to on there, and it gives you a ton of more information. It has, and I may be able to open it up here, but it has all of the dates, the times. We're doing a morning session and an afternoon session. They overlap by an hour to give the kids time to eat and talk to each other, and then each one is about 4.5 hours long. There's also lots of information on that birdie curriculum. If any of you guys, I was not particularly interested in biologically inspired design until I went to Zoo Atlanta and listened to an engineer talk for 15 minutes about an elephant trunk. It was fascinating. Who knew that an elephant trunk was the only thing in the world like that? Not one other thing that's either been engineered or made naturally in nature that can have suction and 5 points of articulation. It's pretty cool. If I were a high schooler, I would want to do that.
Go ahead and tell us the rest of it.
It was amazing. That probably told me too much, but I was like, that was so cool. These are just some pictures from I want to show you some video from our other camps. This one was at Monroe area. It wasn't at the Board of Ed Annex. And that's Graham doing distillation. They threw lemon peels in there, distilled essential oils to go spray the area around the new gym at Monroe, which had so many bugs. So they do a lot of cool stuff like that. But unless there are any other questions, that does conclude my talk. I'll save the elephant trunk speech for another time.
Y'all have any questions?
I was looking at one that says rising 9th through 11th. Mm-hmm. Through 11th, is that 11th this year or next year?
Next year. Yeah, he'll be fine. Okay. Sometimes with the way the insurance policy works at the annex, if we have a lot of kids who drive cars, we have to get an extra insurance policy. So if your kid will get dropped off, we'd love to have them. It's those tricky things.
You don't want them to drive, that's what you're saying.
We would prefer them not to, because that means we have to get extra liability insurance, and that costs us extra money. And it's just because of, I guess you can probably understand why all the reasons for that. It's easier for them to escape. Sure. So we have to account for extra supervision. We put 9th through 11th, but I would 100% accept a senior if their parent would drop them off. Those are good questions. Any other questions for me? Yes.
How do you get the kids that are part of this, like from different schools? How are they selected?
Right. Well, we go first come, first serve. They don't have to have a recommendation. They don't have to have certain grades. We just push it out to the schools. So Patrice Broughton, who's our communications director, does a great job at pushing that out. She's actually a former YAB kid. She was on our board in high school. So Patrice pushes it out, the counselors push it out, the STEM teachers push it out, there's posters everywhere. We usually do fill up, and we do kind of take first come, first serve.
What is the fill up number?
30 to 50.
Russell, yours will be like mine. If he wants to go, you'll hear about it.
Yeah, it hasn't gone out yet. We are just getting everything planned and set up right now and trying to get the money for it. But as soon as we have at least some, if we have 75% of the money, we'll do it anyway. If we don't get the money raised, we will still do a camp. It just won't be this Georgia Tech camp.
So the cost of the whole cost of this camp for that month is how much?
About $500 that we don't have raised already. We get a good grant every 2-3 years from the Healthcare Foundation. They've been amazing to us. That covers partial tuition for all the kids, but it doesn't cover all of it. And then materials science stuff is expensive, y'all.
Everything.
And a lot of it is disposable. Like we can't buy it and use it forever. Each kid has to have a kit, and so that's why we're saying 30 to 50, depending on the depending on what happens. But we've got our lip sync fundraiser coming up. That's April 17th. So we're hoping that after that we'll be in a better position to know how many kids.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thanks so much, y'all.
What you do today, I learned a little bit about elephant trunks. We'll learn more later about that.
I'm not going to let y'all off the hook with those elephant trunks.
You talk to Charlie.
Hi, I'm Jody Johnson, and I'm here with another recreation report. We are in the spring program time of the year, so it means our baseball and softball. We started last Saturday. Our soccer and our track teams are all starting their programs, and we're really hoping for some good warm weather for them to continue participating in all their athletic programs that are going on now. You will see in the near future our fall registration. Some of our football and cheerleading starts registering early. We have to run that for 6 weeks based on our guidelines through our North Georgia Youth Football League. So you might see some of our fall registrations will be going on along with our summer registration, which is our 2 summer sports programs that we run are our youth volleyball and our summer basketball. So those 2 programs and our football and cheerleading registrations will be going out soon. So look for those. We usually send them out through email through the schools, so every child will get it, and then we'll go on to our civic rec. So if you played in our programs, you'll get an email on that as well. We have a lot of construction going on here in the Parks and Recreation as well. We keep expanding. There's more people moving to Walton County, and so we need more parks. With that, we've got pickleball courts that are going up really all over the county. I know the city of Social Circle is constructing their own pickleball courts in Social Circle. We're adding on to the Ayers Park. Most of the concrete and parking lot additions are done, so we'll have a total of 12 courts up there in the near future in between at Ayers Park. We're also in the starting phases of adding 12 more courts at Loganville, right behind Meridian Park. So look for all those new areas to come in. The courts at Criswell Park, now we have the 4 on the outside and 4 on the inside. If you'd like to be a member of the inside courts, that'll get you an access card. It's very inexpensive. It's less than $50 for the remaining of the season, which runs through July, till July 1st. And then we'll have a new season after that. But it's a great 4 courts on the inside. They're not overcrowded right now, so it's a great place to go and play. The times are a little iffy again. They're from 7 in the morning till around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday through Friday, and then we also have it on Sundays from 10 to 4. So if those times work for you and you'd like to play indoor pickleball where it's heated and cooled, obviously there's no wind like there are most days in March and April, so great place to play. We are in the middle of doing the indoor courts at the Nowell Recreation Complex, where we'll have 7 indoor courts there, and those times will be pretty much 7 days a week once we get those completed. It should be done within the next couple of months, where we'll be able to play pickleball in there, and then when basketball's going on during our summer season and our winter seasons, obviously basketball will take precedence over the pickleball, but other than that, those courts will be available all the time. So we've got some good registration going. We're currently in our spring season. We have a lot of construction going on all over the place. We're still working on Walnut Grove. That park is really moving fast, and we look to be in there at the earliest on the softball complex by September, maybe. The rest of the park will be completed by the end of December. So by next January, we'll have all of those programs going. So until next time, thank you very much.
Hello and welcome to Monroe Walton Center for the Arts. Our elementary show is wrapping up as Paul is taping me today. By the time you see this, our middle and high school show will be in the gallery. It will be a combined show this year, and we've got I think 4 middle schools and 5 high schools coming in for the show. Be a nice big full show, and it's a lot of really amazing art, so please do come visit us for that show. It will be opening, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday. And I thought I'd mention real quick something maybe I haven't talked about before, or maybe in a while. The artistic support support group that we offer for people who have lost family members. It's led by Donna Kaufman, who many of you know, and know that she lost her son, Christopher, about 2.5 years ago. And it's a really meaningful group. They meet once a month. You come when you can. There's no set thing you have to do. You just come when you can. And Donna's goal for that group is community. It's always one of our first goals with pretty much everything we do here, is to create a safe space and community for people to be able to talk. But she also gives people tools to distract themselves when you have those runaway thoughts or obsessive thoughts or depression and grief that can take so many forms. So she gives you ways to distract yourself, to kind of derail those thoughts into something creative. And it's been a huge help to her personally, and it's a huge help to others who have participated. It's free. The only thing you need to do is RSVP with her. And all of that information is on our website. Her email is donna@monroeartguild.org. It's all on the website because that's a lot to remember. But it's once a month, and it's held on the 4th Thursday of the month in the evening. So think about that, or share that information with somebody that you know. That's part of our umbrella group of our healing arts programs, and that includes the Art MD Healing Art Kits. It includes our art therapist, Gracie Bondi, who works individually with people, Artistic Shelter, Donna's group, and I feel like I'm forgetting something. Art X, which is our special needs class. It's a weekly class for young adults who are special needs young adults. So, and then of course we have other special needs outreach classes and workshops, kind of when they come up, when they're needed. But keep us in mind, we do a lot of really good things here. More and more I think of ourselves as the little art center that could, and we do. We do so much good in our community with our outreach and the things that we do that are either free or at a very reduced cost to people who need it. So go to our website or come in and visit us and see what we're all about. We have lots going on all the time. And please don't forget our 2 spring events that are coming up. We call them Welcome Spring with us. We have the Garden Party, which is the first event, and that will be at Sparrow Grove Manor, and that's on April 26th. And then on May 10th, which is Mother's Day weekend, we have our garden tour with 8 different stops, special speakers, giveaways, a benefit plant sale that Growers Outlet is doing for us, and Dr. Alan Armitage will be there to answer your plant questions. At the garden party, Matt Ramos at Plant Sensations here in town will be there talking about gardening and plants and how they enrich our lives. But we'll have lots of really great food, wine, dancing, music, a silent auction to benefit us. That's all on April 26th. So come in, and You can go ahead and buy your tickets, the early bird tickets, in March 31. So you've got just a few days left to get your tickets at that discounted price, and you save a little bit of money if you could buy tickets to both events, but you can choose one or the other. You don't have to come to both, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you.
All right, hi everybody. My name is Jay Connor. I'm the Walton County Family and Consumer Sciences Agent. Today we're here with Jason Wright of Wright Insurance. We're hoping to do a little bit of education to inform some folks about insurance. Jason, you want to tell the folks a little bit about yourself before we get started?
Sure. I've been in the insurance business for about 23 years now. I've been an insurance agent, owned my agency for that whole time. I've worked in a couple of different formats in insurance and have worked across a pretty wide range of different types of insurance products, from home and auto insurance to business insurance, life insurance, long-term care insurance, and all those kinds of things.
Awesome. So you're exactly the kind of person we want to talk to today. First, we want to tell the folks what are some common terms people are going to need to know before we get to talking about specific types of insurance.
Yeah, so some of the main terms that people will hear that they may not be familiar with, of course, one is policy. And I think the main thing to remember about when people talk about an insurance policy is it's just an insurance contract. Ultimately, that's what it is. They just call it a policy. Within that, you have a number of other terms. Deductible is one that people will hear oftentimes. That's the part of the loss that a person is going to pay for themselves before the insurance company will pay any of that loss. There are coverages and limits. Those can be both numbers and types of losses that are covered. So a typical coverage limit may be that the policy will protect an insured, a policyholder, up to a $300,000 liability. And that's what a coverage is, or a limit is. And then the last ones that I want to mention are losses or perils. In the insurance contract, it has a list of perils that it's insuring against. So it can be like in a home insurance policy, it can be things you might expect: fire, lightning, windstorm, hail, theft, vandalism, all those kinds of things. They're simply called perils. But people think of them, what does my policy cover? And that's what they're referring to.
Excellent. Before we start, first thing we wanted to start with was talking about home insurance. If you were talking to a first-time home buyer, what would they need to know about home insurance?
Yeah, so a home insurance policy is a policy that is put in place to protect what they own in their investment. So you have a structure that's being insured. A home insurance policy also does other things. It provides coverage for personal belongings inside the house. So if a lot of people will use the example, if you were to pick up the house and shake it, everything that falls out is probably personal property, and that's a separate coverage within the policy. Another main coverage in a policy is liability coverage. Think of it as almost like slip and fall protection. If a guest comes onto your property and they trip over an extension cord and fall and hurt themselves, you may be legally liable for their injury, and the policy will protect you from that liability. And then it has other coverages and what have you that are in it also that can be very valuable. Loss of use is one of those coverages. It will pay for somebody to live somewhere else if they can't live in their home while a coverage repair is being made, and some things like that. So that's the general structure of a home insurance policy.
So how is a home insurance policy going to be different than a renter's insurance policy that some folks may be more familiar with?
Yes, that's a great question. A renter's insurance policy is really only focused on two main coverages. One is personal property coverage. So all of your furniture, furnishings, clothing, pots and pans, all those things that you would take from your apartment or the home that you're renting to somewhere else is personal property. And then also renter's insurance will have liability coverage. Again, if someone comes onto the property and they are injured because of something that you do, then you may be liable for their injury, and renter's insurance will protect you from having to pay that claim. A renter's insurance policy can also pay for someone to live somewhere else if where they're living is damaged. So we often hear on the news about an apartment fire, and we always hear the American Red Cross is out here to assist people who are displaced. If you have renter's insurance and you have proper coverages, it will pay for you to live somewhere else. You can just go to a hotel that night, get settled, and worry about things the next day. And that insurance policy will probably reimburse you for that. Now, deductibles come into play and all that. Contrast that with a home insurance policy. A home insurance policy has those coverages in it also that a renter's insurance policy does, but it also has coverage for the structure. It's called the dwelling. Think of it as the box that you live in, all the floors, the walls, the ceiling, the roof, all those things. And it provides coverage to repair or rebuild those items if they're damaged in a covered loss. And then a home insurance policy can also have coverage for what are called different things, other structures, appurtenant structures, but they're structures that are not the dwelling, that are on the property. It can be a detached garage, a shed. She sheds became popular a few years ago, and people put a lot of money into these things. Detached fences or fences around property. Those can all be detached structures that would also have coverage in the home insurance policy that are not going to be in a renter's insurance policy.
Something that especially our first-time home buyers are going to be hearing a lot about is a term called mortgage insurance or private mortgage insurance. What is that, and how is it different from their home insurance policy?
Private mortgage insurance is a coverage, a policy that a borrower is required to buy to protect the lender. And that's where a lot of people get confused. They see on their mortgage escrow statement, or they see on their HUD-1, there's this line item that says PMI, or private mortgage insurance, and they think, oh, I don't need home insurance now because I'm having to pay for this. Well, that's not true. PMI is there to protect the lender if the borrower defaults on the loan. That's all that it does, but the cost of that is put back onto the borrower. Home insurance is different. A lender is going to require what's called hazard insurance, and home insurance is technically different, but it satisfies the requirements of hazard insurance. At its core, hazard insurance is about protecting the investment that the mortgage company is making. All they care about is that structure or any other collateral attached to the structure, and that's all that hazard insurance is going to take care of for them, and it's not going to take care of it for the buyer. The borrower is going to only take care of the mortgage company. Home insurance satisfies that requirement of hazard insurance, but it's there to protect the borrower and the homeowner, and it has all those other coverages in it so that it's not only protecting the investment that the mortgage company is making in that property, it's protecting your investment as an owner as you continue to build equity in that home.
Hey everybody, it's Isaac over at Reboot giving you the Reboot Tech Tip. I want to talk a little bit today about video conferencing. I know that thing has gotten so big, because of the whole virus thing. I know people have seen things about Zoom, and how people are hacking Zoom and all that stuff. And for y'all that don't know, Zoom is basically a video conferencing software where, you can have up to I don't know what it is, 5,000 people on one video conference call, something crazy like that. But anyway, so a lot of people are using that to meet, a lot of organizations, so everybody can stay home and meet and stuff like that. So just give you a little info about that. Yes, Zoom was kind of hackable in the beginning, and people were a little scared about it, but as far as I know, they have fixed those issues, and so it's pretty safe now. I tell people all the time, if you're on the internet, somebody can hack you. That's really just the bottom line. So as far as it can be safe, I think it is. Zoom is a good one. It's free if you want to do meetings for up to 40 minutes. But then after that, you have to pay for it. And I want to say it's like $15 a month or something like that. But the Zoom one is great. It has great quality. The sound is good. The video is good. All that stuff. So another one that people have been using is called Google Duos is another one, or Google Meets. And those both can be free if you have a Gmail account, as long as everybody participating has a Gmail account or a Google account. That's a free one. That's a good one. And the stuff we had before, like the FaceTime that people use for Apple products, is great. Skype is probably one of the more glitchier ones. Sometimes it works good, sometimes it doesn't. Some devices it works on, some it doesn't. It's really kind of a pain, so we don't really recommend that one. But and then some folks get scared about, well, can, after I hang up, can people still see me on my webcam and all that stuff? And once you cut the connection or hit leave the meeting, then you're done. But if you want to, I see a lot of people, they'll put like a piece of tape or something over the webcam, stuff like that, or you can unplug your webcam or turn it off inside the computer, whatever you want to do if that makes you feel a little safe. But yeah, new world, so people might want to get used to the video conferencing thing. Obviously if you got any questions, contact your local IT guy or give us a call here at Reboot. We'll be happy to help you. But that's it. Isaac at Reboot giving you the tech tip.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Chris Domine is a husband and a father. Chris is an athlete. Chris is even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris was facing a very different story because his kidneys were failing.
Basically, the doctor said, if you don't get a kidney transplant and if you don't do dialysis, you are going to die.
Fortunately, Chris received a second chance at life, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes, from loss of hope to better times ahead.
More than 100 million people in America are registered organ, eye, and tissue donors. People of every age and ethnicity, because they believe it's the right thing to do. Imagine what you can make possible by leaving behind the gift of life. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your community. This is your hometown. This is Walton Entertainment. This is where you can hear from the community and those making a difference.